Okay, so we will call the April 24th, 2025 Board of Public Safety Standards and Training meeting to order. Before we begin, the administrative announcement: this is a public meeting subject to public meeting law, and it will be recorded. Deliberation of issues will only be conducted by board members unless permitted by the chair. Individuals who engage in disruptive behavior that impedes official business will be asked to stop being disruptive or leave the meeting. Additional measures may be taken to have disruptive individuals removed if their continued presence poses a safety risk to the other persons in the room or it makes it impossible to continue the meeting. So we will start with introductions.
When calling you, please state your name and who you represent for the record. We'll start with you, Chair English.
Good morning, Matt English, Sheriff, representing Oregon State Sheriff's Association and Corrections Policy Committee.
Vice Chair Barrett.
Denisha Barrett, Beaverton Police, Non-Management Law Enforcement.
Member Bennett.
Martha Bennett, City Manager, City of Lake Oswego, representing the League of Oregon Cities.
Member Cameron.
Jennifer Cameron, Lynn County Equal Information, representing Non-Management.
Member Cotting.
Good morning, Casey Cotting, Oregon State Police.
Member Daniel.
Good morning, Mark Daniel, Chief of Police, City of Mount Angel, representing Oregon Association Chiefs of Police.
Member Fletcher.
Mike Fletcher, Deputy SWIC, State of Oregon, representing Oregon's 911 industry.
Member Jackson.
Hi, my name is AJ Jackson. I'm the Interim Fire Chief for Portland Fire and Rescue.
Member Hazenkamp.
Jeremy Hazenkamp, representing private security.
Member Lunzen.
Morning, y'all. Dan Lindsay, also representing private security.
Member Nowning.
Scotty Nowning, Salem Police, Non-Management Law Enforcement.
Member Reese.
Mike Reese, representing Department of Corrections.
And Member Ruiz Temple.
Mariana Reese Temple, State Fire Marshal.
And finally, Member Young.
Mo Young, just representing community. I'm located in Lake County.
Thank you. And now for staff introductions. Juan Lopez, Executive Assistant, DPSST.
Shelby Wright, Executive Assistant, DPSST. Jennifer Howell, DPSST.
Kayla Ballrod, DPSST. Kathy Fink, DPSST.
Jennifer Lavario, DPSST.
Audrey Anderson, DPSST.
Sam Tenney, DPSST.
Isabel Thomas, Houston Journal.
Kathy McAlpine, DPSST.
Phil Castle, DPSST.
Back to you, Chair English.
All right. So has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? I noticed some errors in there. While I was here in spirit, I was actually not here, and I'm listed as being here. It should be Vice Chair Barrett that ran the meeting. And that was just on the first page that shows me as being here.
Here and absent.
Yes.
Or no, yeah. No, absent. In the introductions. There you go. For the introduction, introduce himself.
Yeah.
Kathy McAlpine, for the record, duly noted, thank you.
Yes. There's a couple places on that page, but then it's accurate through the rest, so.
If you are with us in spirit.
In spirit, yes.
Channel do that well.
Yes. So I would entertain a motion to adopt the amended minutes.
Karen, I'll move.
Scotty Nowning, I'll second.
Thank you.
All right, we're voting on a motion to approve the January 23rd, 2025 meeting minutes as amended. Chair English.
Aye.
Vice Chair Barrett.
Aye.
Member Bennett.
Aye.
Member Cameron.
Aye.
Member Cotting.
Aye.
Member Daniel.
Aye.
Member Fletcher.
Aye.
Member Hazenkamp.
Aye.
Member Jackson.
Aye.
Member Lunzen.
Aye.
Member Nowning.
Aye.
Member Reese.
Aye.
Member Ruiz Temple.
Aye.
And Member Young.
I'm going to abstain. I wasn't there.
Motion carried.
Okay, we will move into Fire Policy Committee. Is Chair Heppel online?
He's not here, actually.
Okay. Is anybody available to give Fire Policy Committee update? Are you able to do that, Kayla?
Hi, I'm Caleb Allrott for the record. It was a busy meeting. There were 3 cases, all with no action. This was also the first of several kind of certification updates that the Fire Policy Committee and then board will see in the future. That is more forthcoming with those, but that was a firefighter update, and we'll kind of move forward with the driver update and so on and so forth in several meetings in the future. We have a new committee appointment, which is exciting. So, in the report.
Great, thank you. Any questions on that? So, before us is under Fire Policy Committee B, the consent agenda. So it looks like we have 3 cases, 1 proposed OER change, and then the committee appointment. So I would entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda items A through E.
I would make a motion to adopt the consent agenda items A through E.
Cotting will second.
All right, we're voting on a motion to approve the fire consent agenda, items A through E. Chair English,
Aye.
Vice Chair Barrett,
Aye.
Member Bennett,
Aye.
Member Cameron,
Aye.
Member Cotting,
Aye.
Member Daniel,
Aye.
Member Fletcher,
Aye.
Member Hazenkamp,
Aye.
Member Jackson,
Aye.
Member Lenzen,
Aye.
Member Downey,
Aye.
Member Reese,
Aye.
Member Ruiz Temple,
Aye.
and Member Young.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Right, we will move on to number 4, Criminal Justice Policy Committees, and we will go first to Police Policy Committee update. Chair Downey.
Thank you, Chair English. Police Policy Committee met on February 20th. We reviewed 9 administrative closures and conducted a review of 3 cases, 2 of which we took action on, and 1 we returned to DPSST for further information needed. And those, the 2 that we took action on are in our packet today.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, we will move on to Telecommunications Policy Committee update. Chair Fletcher.
Thank you, Chair English. Good morning, everybody. The Telecom Policy Committee last met on February 5th. During that meeting, the committee reviewed 6 staff reports, 5 administrative closures, and 1 discretionary case that we took action on. The committee also reviewed improved changes to the telecommunicator field training manual, and in addition to the telecommunicator guidebook. We reviewed and approved the proposed rule changes for OAR 259-008-0085 and adopted the 2024 Telecommunicator Field Training Manual. The committee meets again on May 7th. That's my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Chair Fletcher? All right, hearing none. Corrections Policy Committee update. So Corrections Policy Committee met on February 11th. We reviewed 6 cases, 1 of those being administrative closure recommended by DPSST team. We also went over and approved the changes to the career officer development for corrections and I think it was the accompanying OER. Our next meeting is May 13th. That's the end of the report for that. Are there any questions? All right. We will move on to the consent agenda, item D. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cases, which are A through I, and then approval of the career officer development, which is item J. Proposed changes to the OAR, which would also correspond with that career officer development. Approval for changes to the telecommunicator field training manual, and then the accompanying OAR, and then a committee appointment to telecom. So we have A through N to consider. I would entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
So moved.
Seconded.
Thank you.
All right, we're voting on a motion to approve the criminal justice consent agenda, items A through N. Chair English,
Aye.
Vice Chair Barrett,
Aye.
Member Bennett,
Aye.
Member Cameron,
Aye.
Member Cotting,
Aye.
Member Daniel,
Aye.
Member Fletcher,
Aye.
Member Hazenkamp,
Aye.
Member Jackson,
Aye.
Member Lenzen,
Aye.
Member Nowning,
Aye.
Member Reese,
Aye.
Member Ruiz Temple,
Aye.
and Member Young.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to number 5, Private Security Investigator Policy Committee. We'll go to the committee update to Chair Lenzen, please.
Chair, stand by, please. Go to the next agenda item.
Okay. The next agenda item would be the consent agenda. And so the consent agenda for private security is just a committee appointment. There are a couple committee appointments, so I would entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda for private security. Thank you. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Nowning, I'll second.
Thank you.
All right, we're voting on a motion to approve the Private Security Investigators Policy Committee consent agenda, item A. Chair English,
Aye.
Vice Chair Barrett,
Aye.
Member Bennett,
Aye.
Member Cameron,
Aye.
Member Cotting,
Aye.
Member Daniel,
Aye.
Member Fletcher,
Aye.
Member Hazenkamp,
Aye.
Member Jackson,
Aye.
Member Lenzen,
Aye.
Member Nowning,
Aye.
Member Reese,
Aye.
Member Ruiz Temple,
Aye.
and Member Young.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Chair Lenzen, are you prepared to give the report on committee?
Well, let me do this. Jeremy, can you give that report? Sorry, I'm dealing with something here. The amazing world of virtual.
Yeah, if I had the report, I didn't know where it was. Typically, given that, so you have that. I might have seen it in the packet somewhere.
Member Hazenkamp, we can't really hear you. Is there any way you can stand closer to the microphone at all?
Is that any better?
Yes, slightly.
Considering I don't have the report that Dan's referring to, I can't provide that.
Okay. Thank you. I can just, for the record, just looking at public records, it looks like they met on, Private Security met on February 18th, and they reviewed informational update on fee increases, and then talked about the subcommittee applicant appointments, which we just approved, and the subcommittee chairperson appointment, and that's about it. Their next meeting is May 20th.
For the record, Chair English, thank you very much, and I certainly apologize to y'all.
No worries, it happens. So we will move on to item number 6, Board of Public Safety Standards and Training Chair and Vice Chair nominations to Deputy Director Calpine.
Thank you, Chair. Again, Deputy Director Kathleen Calpine for the record. Before we take a moment to talk about, the chair and vice chair, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the seating list of the chair and vice chair. So I'm going to turn it over to Director Castle this moment.
Thank you. Phil Castle for the record. Bittersweet day today, for sure. We have 3 members of the board that are terming out, and one of them unfortunately isn't here, but we will recognize that person for sure. but I wanted to take a moment to recognize the two that are terming out, both our chair and vice chair, who have given so much of their time. I want to talk about our vice chair, Sergeant Barrett first, who's given 6 years of her time to be here and in this function. And as I tell all of you, like, this is so important. You know the gravity of what you do here when you're sitting around this table. And it's an awesome responsibility, and you all have enormous jobs outside of this. And this is such a time commitment, and it's such an awesome responsibility. And Sergeant Barrett does this and spends so much time, and in detail she reviews and has reviewed all in my time knowing her, which has been over 2 years. She has applied so much effort to this, and she takes this so seriously. So I'm super grateful for your service to DPSST, to the profession, and to this board. And wanted to thank you very much for that. We have this for you. Thank you very much. And certainly, not eclipsing that, and this is for me as well, sorry. Sheriff English and the chair of our board, I just don't have the words, and this guy is excellence in every way, shape, or form. I say this, and I don't mean it, he doesn't like a lot of compliments, but I'm going to give him some. He was just awarded the Western States Sheriff of the Year. For those of you who don't know, we're super proud of that. I am very proud of that. The whole state is proud of that. It is quite an accomplishment. He serves on a national level. He is here all the time. He has spent more time in Salem this last week, I think, than in Hood River. We really should have given him his own office because he's here whenever we ask. And he's a very, very supportive board chair. I communicate with him all the time. There hasn't been a single time where I've texted him and he says, I can't talk. It's within minutes we talk. He's been amazingly committed, professional, a good partner, and someone I rely on and will continue to do. And I'm super grateful for your service here, and can't thank you enough, and we'll stay working with you.
All right, appreciate it.
Captain McAlpin, for the record, I just want to echo the directors and the value that both of you have exhibited, both when I was on the Police Policy Committee and then coming here and filling the Divisional Director position. You guys are invaluable. But I'd also like to publicly say that Sergeant Barrett is the future of law enforcement. And her commitment to this committee, her growth, her viewpoint, keeping the standards of this profession is phenomenal, and I can't wait to see where you grow. But it's pretty awesome. And then Matt, again, as the director said, you just who you are is it exemplifies leadership, and it goes beyond just what you do at your home agency. But the footprint here is pretty remarkable, and it is much appreciated. You are valued very much, so thank you.
Thank you. And I would like to echo too that Sergeant Barrett was an amazing partner as vice chair, and I will miss this relationship very much because we became closer over this, and I trust her implicitly, and she always does the right thing. So,
Can I say thank you to the group? Coming into this group as a 9-year cop, being the youngest person in the room, recognizing all of the title and the brass and the bars was one of the most intimidating experiences of my life. It took me about probably two meetings to get comfortable to find my feet, but this group truly did empower me and allowed me to have a voice at this table. I don't like to get emotional, but I have to. I've been saying that for years. Like, I truly do thank you guys and continue doing what you guys are doing because it does impact the younger generation, the ones that are here for the next 10, 15, 20 years. So please continue to embrace people that are younger, empower them to come in here. Their voices do matter. They see things at a different level than up here. And that's important when we make decisions about people that are in the academy or 2 years out. That's important, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, can I just say one more thing too? Whoever is elected to the next positions, I think it's really important that we continue to uphold that standard in this state. There was a time, because I started on the policy committee 9 years ago, and there was a time where it was a little more difficult to do the right thing sometimes, and I've seen a major shift in the last several years, and so it's just important that the committees and this board continue to uphold the standards that we expect from Oregon Public Safety.
Thank you, Chair. And Kathleen Kaufman for the record. So then that moves us on to the very important action item of filling both of these positions. We put it out there for those who would consider the chair and vice chair, and I want to thank everybody who's willing to step in. You know, all have said either one, you know, so Superintendent Casey Conning stepped up, Chief Chris Heppel from the Fire District, Chief Mark Daniels, and then Mike Fletcher. I just want to acknowledge Scotty Nowning had also put in, but you know, he was, as you can do, rely on if nobody else was interested, but seeing that there were plenty, he has graciously volunteered to remove his name. So we do have 4 in consideration. All have been chairs of committees and have that experience. And so I will open it up for discussion.
Mariana Reese Temple for the record. I'm not familiar with how the process will go, but I would just like to state for the record, we have one member of the Oregon Fire Service on here. He is not here. He is not available for the meeting, but I do think, you know, as you indicated, when we're talking about different levels, but also good representation of both sides. So I would be in favor of, for sure, Chief Heppel's name being moved forward to get that balance of fire and all.
Thank you. Any other thoughts, discussions? You can make a nomination. It's really left up to the board to, as we just guide you through that process, but reviewing the bylaws, it is just really, anybody can be nominated and seconded. I will say again, the importance is for the, especially for the chair, but the vice chair as well, to be available. Present is very important. Preferably, no, it's not required. Showing up in person is very helpful. There are a lot of helpful dialogues. The chair is responsible overall, as you'll see a little bit later in the agenda, the director's evaluation. We do inform the chair of constant business, things that we think should be of interest to the board itself. So again, all 4 candidates have shown up, been present in the board and the committees, but after that, it's just that we'll open it up for any nominations and considerations. We don't ask for campaign speeches or anything like that. These are just people willing to step up and fill both of your shoes.
Scotty Nowning for the record. I would nominate Superintendent Cotting for the chair position. I'm the chair of the Police Policy Committee. Superintendent Cotting shows up. He's engaged. Obviously has a long law enforcement history in Oregon, and you know, both as a trooper and all the way up the command structure, but he still brings a real common sense approach to our case reviews, and so I think he would do a great job. So I would nominate Superintendent Cotting for that position.
Mariana Reese Temple for the record. I would second the nomination. He was my boss. And that's not why. I think we have a really good understanding of both law enforcement and fire, and especially as we worked more closely together, budget, wildfire, and all of the different disciplines of that.
Do you want a vice to be nominated in conjunction, or do you want to do one and then the other?
How about we do one, since we do have an actual nomination for the chair specifically. Chair, and should you want to take the reins for there?
Yep. Yeah, so we have a nomination and a second to nominate Superintendent Cotting for the chair position of the BPSSD.
All right, so we're voting on a motion to approve Casey Cotting as the new chair of the Board on Public Safety Standards and Training. Chair English?
Aye.
Vice Chair Barrett?
Aye.
Member Bennett?
Aye.
Member Cameron,
Aye.
Member Cotting,
I'll say.
Member Daniel,
Aye.
Member Fletcher,
Aye.
Member Hazenkamp,
Aye.
Member Jackson,
Aye.
Member Lundzen, Member Lundzen,
Aye.
Member Nowning,
Aye.
Member Reese,
Aye.
Member Reese Temple,
Aye.
and Member Young.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Okay, so then we will open up the floor for nominations for vice chair.
Member Reese Temple, this would be your time if you'd like to move that forward.
Yep, I would like to nominate Fire Chief Chris Hempel, past president of OFCA as well.
Barrett will second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to nominate Chris Heppel as the vice chair of BPSST.
Right, we're voting on a motion to approve Chris Heppel as the new Vice Chair of the Board on Public Safety Standards and Training. Chair English,
Aye.
Member Barrett,
Aye.
or Vice Chair Barrett, my apologies. Member Bennett,
Aye.
Member Cameron,
Aye.
Member Cotting,
Aye.
Member Daniel,
Aye.
Member Fletcher,
Aye.
Member Hazenkamp,
Aye.
Member Jackson,
Aye.
Member Lundzen,
Aye.
Member Nowning,
Aye.
Member Reese,
Aye.
Member Reese Temple,
Aye.
and Member Young.
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, we will move into the annual director's evaluation. So we've, we're in the packet it was sent out.
On the table.
On the table.
And, yeah, we'll send down electronically as well for
Yep.
those in the virtual room.
So I prepared a letter based on all the responses to Director Castle's evaluation. As expected, it continues to be outstanding. They did it a little bit differently. The state did this year. They used Gallup to actually poll internally and external stakeholders. So it was kind of a combination of the responses, all very positive. I really concentrated on the board member stuff as well, and very high marks. And so the letter prepared, if approved by the board, would go to the governor in accordance with the, I guess, OER, ORS that requires that we do that. So any questions, concerns? Do we need an actual vote on that?
Does not require a vote.
Just consensus.
This is Reese Temple for the record. I would just say, as you stated, Chair, that it's a new process this year that it requires all directors to go through it. So I think, just to Director Castle, just knowing that it's in addition to the board, but these are reflections from people that work outside of this room with him, I think it says a lot.
It does say a lot, yes. Yeah, and I just, it's kind of an odd position to be in, but it was, it's just been fantastic to work with you, Director. You continue to take this agency to new levels, and the professionalism is phenomenal. And so, like I said, I didn't expect anything less. It was fantastic and reflection of your leadership. So, thank you for your continued service.
Thank you, Chair.
All right, and with that, we will move into agency updates. Director Castle.
Phil Castle for the record. Thank you very much. I think first thing I want to say is I very much appreciate you all again taking the time to be here and doing what you're doing. It is an awesome responsibility and it's a huge time commitment. To my right, agency directors with enormous jobs, all of you do, and superintendent and everybody here. So I'm super grateful. I'm also grateful to the staff. This is, you know, the work that they do is a reflection of what comes out in this board, and there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into these boards and policy committees, and they do it so professionally. So thank you all for this. It's so awkward for an evaluation. I appreciate the support. It's really the organization. These people in this building really care about this profession of public safety and what we do. And I had the privilege of serving them and serving you. I absolutely think it's appropriate that I'm held accountable by this board. I should be. There's a big function to fulfill here. So thank you very much for taking the time to do that evaluation. I don't have a whole lot of updates for the agency. I will say that we just testified for our budget. Chair English was there and testified on the behalf of DPSST. It went very, very well through Ways and Means. We had zero pushback, lots of support for our budget. It'll move on to full committee. We don't have a time yet where that's going to be, but everything in the GRB was supported. We've heard nothing to indicate that there are any challenges with that. We are preparing for the memorial. We're very excited for that. We are adding 3 members to the wall, all historic members, dating back as far as 1916. Is that right?
Yes.
1916.
It's like 1915 and one 1917,
Yeah.
and then 1965.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
impressive. We do shout out to the agencies who keep track of members that may have not kind of lost through the cracks.
Yeah. And when we did the engraving out here, we actually had family members show up, which was really awesome to be part of that. So those are the quick updates I have. I just wanted to open myself up for any questions that the board may have of me. I'm happy to answer those, entertain those.
Connie, for the record, it's not a question, I just more of a comment about your partner public testimony was phenomenal. It highlighted collaboration, your listening to her. I don't know that it could have gone better, so way to go to all of you.
Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. So I inadvertently skipped over number 7, so we need to also talk about the board membership for the Public Safety Memorial Fund Board, so we'll turn it back over to Deputy Director Caroline.
Thank you, Chair, and actually I think it segues better after we just talked about the memorial and the update. So again, Deputy Director Kathleen McAlpine, for the record, we do have some vacancies due to both Chair English and Vice Chair Barrett's tenure being up. So we do have, for the law enforcement that are eligible, we do have Superintendent Cotty, Chief Daniel, Chief Day, and Sheriff Rowan that are all eligible to serve on the Public Safety Memorial Fund Board. If you're not familiar, that board usually meets right after this meeting at the facilities. So just looking for anybody from the law enforcement that is willing to step in and take that spot.
It's very fulfilling too.
It's fulfilling, yeah.
Very, for the record, it's very fulfilling and it's not required, but if you have an honor guard background, it's a good use and a good lens into that group as well. Chief Daniel.
So Mark Daniel, for the record, I would be happy to do whatever I could in that role. I currently serve on the response team for the Oregon Fallen Badge Foundation, but I'm willing to step forward and do anything that I could do.
Barrett, for the record, I would nominate Chief Daniel.
Matt English, I'll second.
And it's not a voting item. It's
Excellent, okay, well, thank you. And then moving on then. Thanks for the
Maybe
nomination.
now it
ratified by
What's your
one
last
vote.
act as chair?
We also do have the corrections that Chair English. And eligible is Director Reese, you are eligible, and also the incoming board member, Sheriff Nick Hunter from Multnomah County. Did I say? Yeah, okay, and now, thank you very much. Marion County, and Director Reese, we're not putting you on the spot. Sheriff Hunter did say he'll do whatever is needed to fill that, but of course, you're welcome to also step
I'm
into
happy to
that.
help.
Thank you, appreciate that. I'm gonna take that as a yes then,
Yes.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, apparently we don't have to do the whole nominating.
But if we could, we nominate you.
And while we're on a roll, we do have the public member availability that's transitioning out. I know that member Jones is not here today, but we do have in the virtual world member Young. And member Young, I don't want to put you on the spot. If you have any interest, we can also take some time to talk offline. If that's helpful, I can reach out to both of you, but we do need a public member on that board as well.
Yeah, I would love to hear more about that if you would reach out to me.
We'll follow up.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, hearing nothing, we will adjourn the board meeting. The next meeting is scheduled for July 24th at 9 a.m. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mayor.